Good morning. I was having so much fun watching you guys all pop on and jam into our music that I almost forgot to hit record. So we're recording. Good morning. Thank you so much for showing up on a Saturday morning. I'm sure you had plenty of other things that could be occupying your time on a Saturday at 10 a.m., but you are here to learn how to set up your mind for success with our mindset planner. So congratulations to you for showing up today. If everybody just wants to make sure they are muted. If my co-host, Noelle, who's also the head of our client care department and services, she's on with me as well. So if we can mute everybody's mics, and also Noelle, if you can let people in if they are stuck in the waiting room. I have a personal success habit, which is if you're on time, you're late. And so I appreciate all of your punctuality, but Noelle, if anybody shows up from now on, if you could kindly let them in so they don't miss out on how to properly and effectively use their mindset planner. And so I have so much to cover with you, but we will have time to answer your questions. So you can use the chat toolbar in your little resource toolbar there to put your questions in, or hold them to the end of the call and you can type them in there, or I can bring you on and answer your questions. So we will leave space for your questions, because I'm sure you will have some, because you really want to know how to use this, to use your mind, to set up your mind. So many, I'll share a little bit about why we create the mindset planner in the first place. And from where it started to where it is now, we actually have other coaches and consultants asking, well, they've been using it and they're like, it's so awesome. Can I have my clients buy it? Can my clients buy your mindset planner and start using it for their studies or their personal development programs? So it's just really filling so many needs. It's actually so amazing to watch this thing. So I'll introduce myself real quickly for those of you that I have not yet had the pleasure to meet personally. My name is Crystal McRae. I'm the director of the Unblock Academy. I'm also a certified Proctor Gallagher consultant, which means I have been working with Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher for about 4 years now. And that came to be when I said, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. Enough was enough. I went out to find the best of the best in mindset, success, behavior, performance, the legend, Mr. Bob Proctor. And I have been a student from that point forward, learning how to not only help myself, but to help other people get unstuck and realize their potential and dreams. I've also been able to be a part of Bob's inner circle as one of his top 10 success coaches starting in 2019. So we have massive success. Why? Because we have the very best material, and we've infused this very best material into our mindset planner. So I primarily work with entrepreneurs, those people in sales, but people that want to make a difference. They want to really help people. And so I know that if you're on this call, you're here to make a difference. You really want to help people. And you also have a good understanding that a lot of this is mindset. And if we're not setting our mind up to plan our day to get the results that we want, then we're missing a huge piece of the success puzzle. So it's no longer a missing piece. You now have that mindset success, or that success mindset puzzle, literally in your hands, So I want to take you back a couple of months ago. And we were looking at planners. I think it was in about November, and we were looking for 2021 planners. And we were getting so frustrated. Actually, Noelle and Roxanne is one of the most committed, coachable students of this material, who's become an empowerment coach, who's a senior success advisor with the Unblock Academy. And so we're actually together this weekend, masterminding. We get together once a month to mastermind. And they're part of my inner circle. And so we were getting frustrated because we were all looking for planners, and we couldn't find planners that, number one, started prior to 7 a.m. I mean, we're up, we start our day, successful people start our days before 7 a.m. we've started our day before most people even wake up. And so we were frustrated because nothing was incorporating our success disciplines and habits. So that was one of the key factors. Like, there's got to be a planner out there that will allow us to schedule in our morning activities and our study habits. And there wasn't. And then we saw all these other gaps, like, where is this in the planners? Where is that in the planners? Like, this is essential. We don't just plan our day, because 95% of our success is mindset, right? And only 5% of it is strategy. But yet we'll spend so much time strategizing and sorry, Noelle, I beat you to the punch there and let those people in. We spend so much time strategizing, working on our plan, setting up our days and our week. But what are we doing to set up our mind for success? What are we doing to organize the mind? And when we really understand the concept that your results and success are 95% mindset and only 5% strategy and behavior, we then know, okay, wow, this is totally a mindset gig. So what are my habits? What am I setting my mind up with to ensure that I'm using more than just 10% of my capacity and my mind, right? So there came the mindset planner. It first just came from there's got to be a better way, right? And then so we infused it with all of the psychology and mindset research and studies that Bob Proctor has done over the last 60 years. We infused our most elite best program thinking into results into this mindset planner. We infused the science of success into the mindset planner. So although he can look, the mindset planner can look kind of like just a simple piece of paper with some lines. But if you understand the psychology behind it, how, when, and why to use it, the do's and don'ts, you're going to be creating a success mindset. So that's how important this is, and that's how happy I am. Why I'm so happy that you've all said, yes, I need this in my life. Yes, I need something to organize my mind, to help me organize my day and get to where I really want to go without trying harder, without working more, without being the hamster in the hamster wheel. And this, when you effectively use it, combined with your own personal development program or studies or whatever you're involved in, is going to have a great impact. So let's do this. How about, has anybody been using their mindset planner so far? I know my clients get this as part of our coaching program. It's an absolute non-negotiable. Everybody that joins our coaching programs and works with us is going to be getting a mindset planner. So my clients have been using it for a couple of months now. And I've also had, like I said, other coaches and other consultants reach out for copies of it so that they can get their clients on it as well. Share your experience. Some of you have been hesitant on starting because you want to make sure that you're using it correctly. So I'll definitely help guide you through that today. Let's have a look here. Okay, so Zoom users are going to start after the meeting today. Jody's waiting for hers. Jody just joined us not even a week ago. She's in preview phase of the Thinking into Results curriculum and system. So we're super happy. So Jody will start incorporating this within the next few weeks. Cindy says every day. Cindy is also one of our elite clients. She's had massive quantum leaps in her growth and activities and results, not just because of the mindset planner, but all the work that she's doing. So we're super happy for Cindy. Sherry Richter, also an elite client of Thinking into Results. She says every day. The recording, will be available for 7 days after today. Triple booked is not a bad thing, especially if we're on the phone helping people, right, Susan? Susan's also one of our elite clients. Winna is also an elite client, so is Laurette. Nancy Randall is as well. Tanya, good to see you, Tanya. Tanya also has quantum leaped and her progression towards her really, really big C-type goals. And Wendy's also a client. Kathy Kelly, excellent. Good to see so many of you here. I saw Penny hop on. Who else did I see? Belinda. Belinda is on as well. Belinda came to our last live training series, How to Turn Your Annual Income into Your Monthly Income. And from the sounds of it, Belinda, I haven't talked to you yet, I don't think, but from the sounds of it, you really resonated with this material. I know that's going to change your life. So congrats to all of you for being here today and having the mindset planner in your life because you totally get that success is 95% mindset and 5% strategy. So we created this mindset planner primarily to help ourselves. And then we realized, well, if we're looking for something like this, then we know our clients are as well. So we can start our day with the right type of mindset in a convenient, time-tested, and structured success system or tool for higher level thinkers and higher level goal achievers. It's an absolute must-have for individuals who understand that our results are 95% mindset and 5% strategy. It is one of the most effective planners, that's in quotation marks, because it's not your average planner. You're going to still have your 8 to 5 or your 7 to 6 p.m. for your goal achieving activities, but this is what you're going to do to plan your mind so that you get the results that you want through your daily activities, right? So let's dive right into it. I'm going to take you step by step. We're going to cover the psychology, the how-to, the do's and don'ts, and give you a good understanding. If we get anything, we must get understanding. You know, there's a reason why people invest in programs, or they'll invest time in affirmations, or they'll listen to YouTube videos of affirmations, and they're really trying to change their mindset. And our mind is set. And if we want to improve our results in any area of our life, then we have to reset the mind. And so just doing affirmations alone or just reading the books alone is not going to provide you with the understanding and application that you need to see the permanent radical improvements in the areas of your life that you're trying to improve. That can be your relationships, it can be your body image, it can be your income, it can be your time freedom, how you spend your days, where you live, how many homes you have. And so it's the understanding. So I'm going to really focus so that you understand, because that's what's going to make a difference. I've had people come to me and say, Crystal, I've been doing affirmations and I've been reading the books and I've been doing the YouTube videos and I've been writing gratitude and I've been doing this and nothing's happening. It's because they don't have a good understanding of their mind. If we want to change something, we have to understand how it works. And if we want to improve our results, then we have to know where our results even come from, right? So 10 minutes before we went live here, I was like, oh, I need to include this diagram in front of you into our presentation, just to explain to you why we write this out in the order that we do and why we can't just do this up in the mind. Visualizing, visioneering is all very important, but there is, if you want to be an elite goal achiever or an elite thinker, let's understand thought. So writing causes thinking. When we are writing, we are thinking. Now, writing causes focused thinking. Okay, when we're just kind of up here in our mind, it's all over the place, right? Like you try to focus on something for more than 3 seconds, you're an absolute genius if you can without letting any other thoughts come into your mind. So when we're doing focused thinking, we can only entertain one idea at a time. And that idea can either only be negative or positive. So one thought at a time, and it can only be positive or negative. So when we're using writing to have focused thinking, we're going to be focused thinking on the positive side, on the right things. And so what this does is it builds an image. So we think in pictures. So I want you to think of, tell me about the front of your fridge. What does your fridge look like? So what happened is a picture, an image of your front of your fridge flashed to the screen of your mind. So we literally think in pictures. Like, what does your house look like? Boom. You see a picture of your house in your mind's eye. So we actually think in pictures. So we need to build the picture, build the image of where we're headed in order to think into that result. So we build the image. Now the image is what stirs and creates their emotions. So if you think about going to the beach right now, okay, and your toes are in the sand and you can see the water and the sun is hitting your skin and you can hear the birds and the water. Oh, you can just picture that right now. Just think of that image, that picture right now. You can feel yourself shift. You can feel a different emotion right now. If you think of something very tragic, you watch a sad movie, well, you're watching images and it makes you sad. So it's the image, it's the pictures that's going to stir an emotion. Now, the word feeling and emotion is how we describe our vibration. Many of you study law of attraction. You talk about high vibes, your vibrations. And so that's what our feelings are. And so our emotions set up the vibration. And it's the vibration that not only sets up your actions, but it also charges them with that vibration based on your feeling, based on the image, based on your thoughts, based on your focused thinking through writing, right? And so it's the action reaction is how we get our new results. And so if we want improved results, we have to be thinking from where we want to be so that we can create the image of what that looks like, so we can get into the feeling of that success and freedom and achievement, so that we're in the vibration of our goal and where we want to be, so that our actions and behaviors are in alignment with where we want to go, but also charged with the energy, the vibration, feeling, all same words. They all mean the same thing, to get your desired improved results that are permanent and radical. So I absolutely love this image. You're going to see that we work with a lot of images. Another image I want you to think of right now is your brain. Your mind. What does your mind look like? What picture do you have for the mind? If we think in pictures, what does your mind look like? So type in the chat right now what you see when you think of your mind. We're changing our mindset, right? 95% mindset. So what does your mind look like? Just share. Everyone's going to see something different, from bowls of spaghetti to mashed potatoes. I mean, you name it. I've heard it all. So what do you see when you picture your mind? And of course, I know my clients will have a certain answer, but it's good to see. What I used to think it looked like the brain, the little pink brain with the squiggly lines. I'm like, oh, that's a great question. What does my mind look like? I want to change my mindset. I know this is all a mindset gig. Black with floating words. Now we hear stick person, which is on your mindset planner. We see wave, says Belinda. Pictures and words, says Kelly. Nancy says infinite chaos. Wormy things, says Penny. A cloud, says Bev. Sky, says Winna. A path, says Cindy. Achievement, says Sherry. Very interesting, everyone. Zoom. Oh, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Light waves, electric currents, spaghetti all over the map. Okay, so here we are trying to change our mind. And Dr. Thurman Fleet was in the holistic healing arts back in the early 1936 actually. And he was in the holistic healing arts. He was actually a physiotherapist. And he was like, we are trying to fix something or repair or heal something that we don't even have an image of. So how are we going to improve or heal something that we don't even have a picture of, because we think in pictures? That's how our mind works. And so he invented and created the stick person concept that you'll see is on the mindset planner. And it is one of the most valuable ideas you will ever study, and that you will ever, if you want to learn about you want to learn about the stick person concept. Most valuable idea Proctor himself has ever seen. So when I see the mind, when I see me, I see the stick person. And that's going to be a huge help to you, for you to create order in your mind about why you are the way you are, what your mindset really is, how to change your mindset, and how to create a successful mindset. So such a great point of reference right here on your screen. So what I'm going to do is take you step by step. You have your step-by-step guide. And I have a lot of this written out here for you, but we're going to cover it, and I'll give you some insight on that as well. There's no fluff in here. Okay, so anything, when I work with anybody, we go step by step, because we need order. In order of the mind to have order in our life, right? So there's not going to be any fluff in here. These are the things that that all successful people do, either consciously or unconsciously. It's just that now we have an actual system or guide to help us through that. Ideally, you're going to be using this daily with your self-development programs, such as Thinking into Results, Lead the Field. But if you have a different personal development regime or routine or program that you're studying right now, whatever you're involved in, this will be a staple in whatever it is that you're doing as well. You still need to do your personal development work, but this is going to help you create order in the mind so that you can achieve whatever it is that you're out there to achieve, that you want to achieve. So number one, there are two things that you want to be doing at the end of each day when it comes to planning your mind for success. So the one thing is the very first thing on our planner. We all have to-do lists. I didn't do lists. We have all these lists, but none of us prior to this had a win list, a win log. So you're going to use the very first step of the mindset planner to write down your wins of the day. So whatever you accomplish, whatever you feel good about. One day for me, it was that I not only did my dishes, but I wiped all my counters down and because sometimes I let those things go and I didn't. I felt really good. So that was part of my win. Your win can include an achievement of a big goal. It can be going through the terror barrier. It can be overcoming one of your fears, right? It can be like, I was going to go have a nap and I said no. And I worked on this project instead. So you want to come up with 6 things. It's not habitual or normal for us to think and speak very highly about ourselves or about anything for that matter. So you want to start to create the habit of feeling really good about yourself every single day, okay? Because that's going to set up the feeling, the vibration, and you're going to become more productive, more effective. You're going to achieve more in less time when you feel persistently better about yourself each and every day. Do not overlook any of this with which I'm sharing with you. Okay. Some of the stuff you might think, it's not that important. Oh, but it is. It wouldn't be in here if it wasn't extremely important. Like I said, there's no fluff in here. So what you focus on expands. So if you want better in your life, it's so important that we focus on what we're doing well and celebrate our wins and be grateful for whatever it is that we accomplished that day. You might have done 10 things wrong, but I know that you can find 6 things that you did well. All right. We're very aware of what we didn't do and what we could have done better and what we didn't accomplish. But let's focus on what we want to see. We want to see better from ourselves. So we have to focus on what we've done well so that it will expand. So you're going to complete your win log at the end of each day. And don't overlook this stuff. Like, don't overthink. No one's going to see it. So say, I didn't hit snooze 3 times today, if that's something that you're working on. Or I didn't lose my mind on my kids before getting them off to school today. Whatever it is, celebrate all these little wins. No winner is too big or too small. We celebrate them all. Celebrate them all, big or small, celebrate them all, okay? The second thing that you want to get in the habit of doing every single night is writing out your 6 goal achieving activities for the following day. This is a $25,000 idea right here. In fact, in today's economy, it's probably worth $250,000. Okay, so I don't have time to go into the story of where the 6 goal achieving activities came from. It is in Lead the Field program. For those of you in that one, you're going to hear that story in lesson 11. But if you get in the habit of writing out your 6 goal achieving activities for the following day, you are going to see massive increase. Your productivity, your effectiveness, therefore your income, the things that you attract into your life, the quantity and quality of things that you attract into your life will automatically increase if you commit to this habit every single night. So what I do is at the end of the day, I usually come into my office to shut things down, to maybe just wrap up a few things before I shut her down for the night. And so I have a certain routine that I do in the evenings, and part of that is my win log. And then I set out my 6 goal achieving activities for the next day. And so that is going to help you. Like, number one, when you wake up, you don't have to think about what you need to do. You don't have to start scrambling. What do I have to do today? Oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. You've already got that figured out. So you're going to wake up knowing that you have direction for the day. The second reason, well, there's many of them, but we're going to point this one out, is that when you get into the habit of doing these 2 steps every evening before you go to bed or shut down for the night, your mind and body might go to sleep for 7, 8, 9 hours, but your subconscious mind doesn't. And our subconscious mind is responsible for up to 98% of our results, behaviors, and perceptions. And so your subconscious mind is working all night long while you're sleeping. Okay. So if you focus on doing this, you're thinking about your goal. You're thinking about being productive tomorrow. You're feeling organized. You're feeling accomplished. And you go to sleep in that vibration. Your mind is still working. And that's how you're going to achieve less or achieve more in less time, by using your mind to think into results. Really, really key point. Now, with the goal achieving activities for the following, you write them out. The next day you sit down, you know exactly what you're going to do. You are not allowed, do not permit yourself to move from number 1 to number 2 until number 1 is complete. So that's actually going to be your $25,000 idea, not just writing them down the night before, but not permitting yourself to move from activity to activity to activity. You go 1, you cannot look at number 2 or focus on number 2 or think about number 4 until number 1 is complete. You do this consistently, you're going to watch your productivity increase. You're going to see your results increase. You're going to see so much increase in your life just from doing step 2. Sound like a deal? Sound like a good idea? Yeah. All right. So I also do this in the evening, where I will write out my morning disciplines. So successful people understand that they have to create certain success disciplines in order to achieve what the masses think is impossible. So ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results by following this system. And part of the system is your success disciplines. So what I would do with this space is I would write out and break out all the things that you want to accomplish in the morning. These should be things like your personal development studies. So like your thinking into results, lead the field, your meditation, your visualization, your yoga and exercise, movement, reading, your book study, self-image, or life script writing. Many of those things are going to be in your mindset planner, but I would write out like up at 5 a.m. I'm on the phone with my reading partner and accountability partner, Nick, at 5:30 in the morning. And then at 6 o'clock, I do my studies and I write out my goal and my self-image script. And so I basically have it all mapped out for myself, because we want to create these as habits. Habits are things we don't think about, like doing when you wake up. There's a certain routine that you do without thinking about it. So you probably get up, you walk to the bathroom, you get a glass of water, some coffee, whatever your routine is, you just do it automatically. And so you want to create these success habits so that you just automatically do it and stay doing them persistently and consistently. And so like at 7 a.m. is when I get ready for my day. So I'll write that out, like start getting ready for the day. 7:30, kids are up, and then I'm into my daytime routine. But we want to create the success disciplines first thing in the morning. So that's where you would have space to do that. So you're going to do that the night before as well. Now, accountability is your success insurance policy. Accountability is the glue between I intend to do this, I intend to accomplish this, and actually doing it and achieving the result, having the success. And so I highly suggest that you have an accountability partner or someone that is in harmonious vibration with you and your potential, that can help you stick to these study habits and these habits in general. The thing that's in control of you right now, its only job is to keep you stuck. And so if you want to override the thing that's controlling your life, which is your paradigm, your limited belief system, your poor self-image, your current self-image, you are going to have desire and action to help you override your current belief system to get the results that you want. And so part of that success insurance policy is going to be your accountability partner. Okay, so that is a non-negotiable for you. It should be anyways, that you have someone that if you're working on a better morning routine, have someone that you say, Kate, we're going to get on the phone at 5:30 and we're going to read a chapter out of You Were Born Rich every morning, 5:30. So you have somebody else that's going to hold you accountable, and you're not going to want to let them down. That's why at gyms you have like your gym buddy. Well, with your mind, you need to have your mindset buddy as well. Okay, so that is key. If you don't have an accountability partner in your life right now, I would be on the lookout for one. Okay. All right, number 4. So in the morning, you're going to start your day. You've got your mindset planner all ready to go. You're going to sit down and you are going to start your day with your goal statement. So I am so happy and grateful now that. And in this space, you're basically going to write out your goal card statement. If you don't know what a goal card statement is, it's your really big C-type goal that is condensed into a really short version, about 2 to 3 sentences long. And we use a goal card in a plastic sleeve. You can use a sticky note, you can use a recipe card, you can find something that you can write your goal down on in the present tense with a future date. And so in this area here, you're going to write that because you want to be directing your focus and your mind first thing in the morning on where you're going, okay, and what you're going to achieve. Now you really want to hone in on the feeling. It's not enough just to write your goals. It's not going to be enough just to write your affirmations. It's never going to be enough just to write your gratitude. That is one of the biggest myths and mistakes that people make before they actually understand how their mind works. It's the feeling that sets up the vibration, that sets up the action, that sets up the result. And so it's the feeling of the goal already achieved. It's the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So you go, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning $50,000 every month. I love, helping people in my expertise, whatever your goal is. I just picked one out of the ether. And then I wrote in there, it feels, because I want you to spend some time feeling into the goal. That's the key. So it feels so good. It feels amazing. It feels like however you can describe that feeling when you think about achieving your big C-type goal, the one that you're working towards. Remember, not goals you think you can achieve, not goals that you know you can achieve, but your C-type goal, big, bold, beautiful, and bodacious. So you think about that, and I want you to describe with whatever words come to your mind. For me, it's very simple. It feels so good. That's all I have to say, and I can feel it. Okay, but I'm visualizing the image. I built the image and then I get vibrationally aligned with that image. And for me, it feels so good and it's so easy. So those are my 2 key affirmations, I guess, that I have incorporated into all of my mindset work, which is it feels so good, it's so easy. Thank you for this life. Okay, so you want to just spend some time feeling into the goal. That's going to set you up in the right vibration. That's going to get your mind on the right frequency. That's going to get your being and on the right frequency as well. Okay. Success habit, carry your goal card with you everywhere you go, because every time you touch it, you are going to connect with your goal and the image is going to come to the screen of your mind. And what happens when that happens? Well, you start to get into the feeling of the goal already achieved. It feels so good. It's so easy. Thank you for this life. Okay. So that's going to be a massive success habit for you. Next up, is our gratitude. Again, not enough just to write gratitude. Gratitude is a feeling. And when we feel in gratitude, when we live in gratitude, we're connected to infinite supply, to source. Gratitude is the frequency, feeling, vibration, remember, all mean the same thing, of abundance, of source, of infinite potential. Okay. So when you do your gratitude, you really want to surrender to this practice, surrender to your practice of gratitude. Now, one of the best things you can do is be grateful in the fourth dimension as well. What does that mean? Well, the first half of your gratitude should be things that you can't imagine living without. And you're just so absolutely grateful for it. You appreciate it so much. So my very first thing on my gratitude is this new day and opportunity. I never want to forget that today is a gift. I never want to forget that I am lucky to have woken up today, because some people didn't. I never want to forget that in this one day lies infinite opportunities. And so I start my gratitude with that, this new day and opportunity. And then I give thanks. I say thank you. And I connect to how special this day is immediately. Then you go through, you can do your children. I go into a whole detailed list down to the food in my fridge, the gas in my car, the fact that I had lights to turn on. I mean, I express gratitude for all the blessings in my life in this dimension, in the physical world. And Bob and PGI and TIR and my clients and my team, and I just, oh my gosh, my heart just is so big at that point. Then in the fourth dimension, you can be grateful for things that haven't happened yet, which also really amplifies and emphasizes the feeling of the wish fulfilled, of you achieving the goal. And so half of my gratitude and half of your gratitude should also be things that you are working towards, your C-type goal. How does it feel? Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Deep appreciation, but in the fourth dimension. You can feel grateful even though it hasn't happened in the physical yet, because it already has happened in the mind. It just hasn't manifested through your body into the physical yet. So that is a success habit and a really key point to become an elite level thinker and have elite level success. Okay, so gratitude isn't something that you do, it's something that becomes of you. And when you're in a deep level of gratitude, there are 3 stages of gratitude. There is gratitude, there is appreciation, and then there's generosity. And so when you get into a really deep state, sense, feeling of gratitude, you realize that you have so much abundance and you have so much to be grateful for. And that puts you in a state of generosity, leaving everybody off better than they were feeling before you encountered. It doesn't mean that you have to. I actually at first thought like I had to give everybody money. I'm like, well, eventually I won't be able to give everybody money. But it wasn't that. It was being present with them. It was letting them feel like they're the most important person in this world. It was actually focusing on them, being genuine, asking them how their day was, but being genuine about it, listening to people, giving them your full attention, telling people how great they're doing, telling your kids how much you love them and how proud. So you just want to give, give, give. And that is directly linked, aligned with abundance, with infinite, with source energy. Okay. And that's the feeling vibration that you want to be in to manifest very quickly anything that you want. Okay. And gratitude is huge. So far, what have we been able to kind of shelve? We've been able to shelve our to-do list journal. We've been able to incorporate our 5 to 7:30 a.m. We've been able to shelve our gratitude journal. So we're condensing it all into one page, which is awesome, because the less clutter we have outside of us, the less clutter we're going to have inside of us. Okay, this is a practice, a discipline that I learned from Bob and Sandy. Nobody else had ever taught me this before. And it was to send love to those that might be bothering you. maybe someone, ticked you off. Maybe they were mean to you. Maybe they hurt you. And instead of sitting there festering and stewing about it, and even though you're like, don't think about it, don't think about it, it's still a part of you. Like it's still with you. And so instead of resisting, what you want to do is come from a place of sending love through understanding. The best way to send love from a place of understanding is to say they're doing the best they can. And even if they're not, it doesn't serve you to think anything other than they're doing the best they can with where they are, with their level of conscious awareness, with how they think, with what their attitude is, maybe their upbringing, maybe their past, maybe they're angry people. But if you can come from a place of understanding and say, you know what, everyone's doing the best they can, and you send them love. And the reason why we position this after our goal and our gratitude is because when we're in that higher vibration and we think of those that are bothering us or that might have hurt us or that we need to forgive, it's much easier for us to send them love when we're already in a love vibration. When you're in a low vibration and you think of someone that's hurt you or somebody that did you wrong or somebody was mean or they attacked you for no reason, it's very difficult to feel love when you're not in a very good vibration, right? And so when you're already in the vibration of love and harmony, you can easily send love to that person. And as they kind of pass through your awareness, you no longer feel those negative emotions. It's a lot easier for you to forgive, to let go, to let God when you're in that higher frequency of gratitude. So I use this. I always send love to myself first. It's another part of increasing our self-esteem, our self-confidence, our self-image is to send up my self-love first. So I just myself, and I'll let you in a little bit of extra insight. If I've done, like in my opinion, I don't care what other people think of me, but in my opinion, if I've been doing really well, then I'll say you're doing so good, right? Just acknowledging that I'm doing so good, because my inner voice used to be, you suck so bad, you're such an idiot. Now I tell myself I'm doing so good all the time. Now, if I'm feeling frustrated or I kind of got off track or I let something outside of me, influence me and upset me, then what I'll do is send love to myself and I'll tell myself, you're doing the best you can. You really are. Okay, so a little bit of an insight on how to send love to yourself. And then you just list the names of the people that have bothered you. And I always either in my mind or write down, they're doing the best they can. They really are, considering whatever. Okay, that way it's no longer a part of you. It's not about the other person. It doesn't make what they did or said right or anything, but it's not serving you to hang on to those feelings. They're probably not thinking about you. Maybe they pissed you off yesterday. Maybe they said something mean. Maybe you and your spouse got into a bit of a scrap over something that really was silly in hindsight. They're probably not thinking about it. You are. It's only hurting and affecting you. So send love. There have been times when I'd have to send love to the same person for 2 to 3 months because of the hurt that I had felt. And I knew for as long as I felt that hurt or felt any of those ill emotions, that I was going to be affected negatively by them. And so sometimes it takes a couple of months, but the more you do this, the easier this becomes, where you don't let other people or outside circumstances influences you as much. And if it does happen, you just have to send them love. Boom, it's gone. It's not in me anymore. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let's keep cruising along and then I'll have a look for questions. This is all taking place, between 5 and 6 in the morning, 5 and 6:30 in the morning. So then what we want to do is, once we've sent love, we want to ask for guidance. This is a form of meditation. Anybody can do this. You're going to be using your intuition. Everybody has an intuitive factor. We've all been gifted with one. It's not just some people have an intuition. Everybody has an intuition, albeit most people's are weak, just like their focus and imagination, but they all have an intuitive factor. And so what we want to do is we want to connect ourselves with infinite, or with the highest version of ourselves, the version of us that we cannot see, the metaphysical side of us. Okay. And so when we ask for guidance, basically it's really simple. And you just sit still and quiet for 5 minutes if you can. In the beginning, you might only be able to do it for a minute, because sometimes in the beginning, this can seem like 5 minutes is like 5 days. So you just sit there and you just do some breath work. And by breath work, all it means is that you're focusing on your breathing. You're just drawing your attention and your awareness to your breath. Okay. So you take some nice deep breaths. What I do is I always have my pen handy, because I'm asking for guidance. And so I know I'm going to get it. So I want to be able to record the guidance that I receive. And so I'll just sit very peacefully and very calmly. And I usually close my eyes and I just connect. I just connect with spirit, with source, and I just ask for guidance. And if you ask and listen and trust, you will always hear what you need to hear. We all have an inner guide. We all have an inner coach. We all have an intuition. We're just not taught or programmed to listen to it, right? So part of becoming successful is listening to that inner guide, trusting it, trusting your intuition, and then acting upon it. See, right now, I know I'm connected to spirit, right? Because I can feel. And so as you develop your intuition, you're going to be able to recognize what is an intuitive hit, what is a direct message from spirit or from your higher version of yourself. And you're going to be able to strengthen the intuition and learn how to trust it. Here's something if you want to learn how to strengthen your intuition. Next time you're cruising along, or you're doing dishes, or you're vacuuming, and just all of a sudden someone pops into your mind. This is it's someone that you know or whatever. Call them right then and there. Hey, I'm sorry to call you out of the blue, but you literally just popped into my mind out of nowhere. Were you thinking about me too? Chances are they'll say, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. Or when you think of someone, and this happens to my sister and I all the time, I'll think of my sister and she'll phone me. Or she'll think of me or talk about me with my niece, and I'll phone them. So we're always intuitive, but we have to learn to ask, listen, and trust. So you just ask for guidance. If you're struggling with something, ask for guidance and listen. You are in such a great vibration at this point that you can really trust the messages that you receive. It'll come as a knowing. It might come as a word. You might hear it. You might see it. It depends on your intuitive faculty. And everybody's a little bit different. You're going to have to practice this. And if you do it every day, you're going to get stronger and stronger and be able to recognize that spiritual guidance that you're receiving all the time. So you ask for guidance. Okay. All righty. Cruising along. So then we move into our affirmations. Again, this is where if you listen to like YouTube videos of affirmations, stop. Because you want to be improving or changing your self-image based on where you need to improve. And I've done this too, where I would put on meditations. Oh, this meditation will change your life. This meditation will blah, blah, blah. Abundance meditation, like you name it. I think I listened to every single one on YouTube. And they would be like, I am blah, I am nah, like this. And it's great, but it's not going to reprogram your mind. It's just not. So what you want to do is your I am statements are things that you want to feel. The very first shift to my paradigm and my self-image that I created 4 years ago, and I still use it today, is I am confident, calm, and at ease. So no matter what I'm doing, and no matter how big my goal, and no matter what level I reach, I'm always calm, confident, and at ease. And so you really want to focus. You don't even have to fill up all these lines with different ones. It can just be one line. I'm calm, confident, and at ease. Write it again. I'm calm, confident, and at ease. You can have up to 6, but they should be intelligently directed to an area of you that you know needs improvement, right? So maybe it's maybe you procrastinate. So maybe you do, I make decisions quickly and effectively. I am an effective decision maker. Maybe you are working on overcoming fear of criticism. Okay, so you would say, what's the opposite of fear of criticism? Well, it's faith of acceptance or faith of love. So I am, and you would just focus on that affirmation. The key word here is going to be feeling. Okay, you need to see yourself as that person. So I would see myself calm, confident, and at ease, and then I would feel into it. What does that feel like? What does she feel like when she's calm, confident, and at ease? And so that is how you're going to create a permanent, new, and improved self-image through the proper execution of I am affirmations. Okay. See and feel yourself as though until it becomes a part of your subconscious belief system and self-image. So don't change them up. Work on it until you start to see it show up in your automatic behavior, your habits, and your results. All right. Last one. I think it was it Shauna Finkert? Someone had asked, no, it wasn't Shauna. Someone had asked, what's this little diagram? Well, this is the diagram that we use to understand ourselves. And if you've been to any of my seminars or training series, and of course, if you're a client of mine, an elite client of mine, you're going to know this guy inside and out. But there are 3 parts to us: our thinking mind, our feeling, emotional mind, and our physical body. And when we understand how all this works, this becomes really easy because of who you really are. You're not just your body. You live in a body, but that's not who you are. You have a name, but that's not who you are. Okay? You are energy first. You are spirit. You are infinite potential. You have a body that you live in, and you have this mind that thinks into results. And when you know how to work with all 3 parts of you, you can have anything that you want. This is easy because of who you really are, not who you once believed you were and what you could and couldn't do and all these other things, but of who you really are and the true essence of you, the truth about you. This is easy because of who you really are. You can have anything you really want. And this, if you study this concept and you apply the teachings, you are going to have phenomenal results and a lot of fun doing it. A lot of growth too. So that's how you would effectively use your mindset planner. So let's see if we have any questions specific to mindset planner. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so we have some, I am disciplined, right? Discipline. And when you are using words, we want to make sure there's no negative Klingons. There's no negative connotations. So we don't want to be writing things like I am out of debt, because what are we focusing on? Debt. And debt doesn't make us feel good. So we want to say like, I am totally free. Kathy loves the words discipline. Kathy understands what the word discipline is. It's not consequences or punishments. Discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and follow through with it, right? So Kathy says, I am disciplined, because she understands the power behind our success disciplines. Yeah, live the stick person, literally live the stick person. You'll be able to watch this again for 7 days. The replay will be available for 7 days. That was John. Time structure scares me, so stop saying that. Start saying, I love time structure. I love being organized. I love setting my mind for success, right? And you have to think about, like, why does time structure scare me? Like, and do I have sound foundation for that belief? Where does that belief come from? Right? And then you be like, well, there's absolutely no solid foundation for me to be afraid of time structure, right? But you can work on that with lesson 2 and lesson 3, Bev. Questions. I remember I am statements. Yeah, so you can repeat those all the time throughout the day. It all makes so much sense. And this is perfect because understanding is key. If all you get understanding of your mind and why, because I can give this to every person on the planet. And if they don't understand what this is and how to use it, they won't get desired results. That's why, I've tried a lot of things in the past. I was like a self-development junkie, but I didn't understand to this degree. Do we have any questions? If I've missed your question, type it below so that I can catch it. Oh, Shaughnessy. Okay, gotcha. Hi, John. Hi, Shaughnessy. They have the cutest puppy. All right, the AM and PM breakdown. Yeah, don't. We're inclined to make up our own rules and be like, I don't have to do that part. I don't have to do it then. I don't want to be told what to do. But I have learned that when Bob tells me to do something, I better just do it because he knows what he's talking about. And this has 60 years of research and study, and it's been time tested. There's 60 years of research in this mindset planner. Okay, I don't see any questions, which is a really good thing. Bev, everybody uses it the way that it is. You can use the back to expand. So I know Georgina uses the back of this just to use the other side of the paper to write out her longer description, detailed description of her C-type goal and her self-image. And so I do the same. I write out my C-type goal, my self-image, and I get into more of the detail on the back side of the paper. So use the other side of the paper to do your additional work. This is the bare minimum. If we're going to do anything every single day outside of our studies, like TIR, lead the field, this is what it should be, right? And that's why I love it, because no matter how busy my day is, no matter how much I have to do, I know that I have to sit down with my mindset planner for 15 to 20 minutes, and I can get so much work done. Because this is our workshop up here. Our workshop isn't outside of us. My workshop's not my laptop. My workshop is up here because it's 95% mindset. 5% of what I do in my outside workshop, which is my laptop. First, we dream our painting. Then we paint our dream. That's what Van Gogh says. How did you create all this stuff, Van Gogh? These beautiful paintings. And Van Gogh says, first I dream my painting. Then I paint my dream. Work from the inside out, not from the outside in. David says, I have my goals on my mind. What do you think about that? I don't understand the question, David. I'm sorry. You should have your goals on your mind. Yeah. So if you want to elaborate on that question, that would be awesome, David. Good, Bev. You're welcome. Okay, so the recording, the replay will be available to you shortly, and it'll be up for 7 days. If you have to want to go back for that, Nancy has her hand raised. We'll ask Nancy to come on and ask her question.
I typed it, but I don't know if it gets lost or whatever, but so for me, fear is a huge thing in starting, right? Like opening the door and walking. Like I look through the window, I'm like, yeah, it looks so good over there. Mm-hmm. So for these sheets, should you keep the old ones so that you can look back and see your growth, like when you change? Because I'm assuming like my goal achieving activities, my wins, my affirmations, they're going to get bigger and better once I get through some stuff. So do you recommend keeping these as a like reflective tool if you're in a moment of like, I'm not getting anywhere, or do you just like chuck it in the bucket and move on?
Yeah, really great question. I think that individually we might have a different perception on that. I know some people have been doing them in 30 days. So they'll print out 30 days and have like a 30-day binder, because you will want to look back at like the day before, what did I not get done from my 6 goal achieving activities? Why did I not do it? Does it have to be done? Am I afraid of doing it? So it'll really be helpful in evaluating your progress that way. But I don't feel it's necessary to keep it for longer than a month at most.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. For me, I don't keep them. I don't keep them. I very well know what I didn't accomplish a day before, that it needs to be moved on to the next day. So I do not keep them personally.
Can I share one thing with you?
Yes.
So just you were talking about your wins and that no one sees them. And so you write down what is a win for you. And this literally happened last night. And there's only about 2 people that I would share a win like this because I'm self-conscious. But if I make it through the day without watching any television, I feel great. Like if I'm taking a break and resting, I am consciously now doing something else versus thinking that I deserve to have a little brain mush.
Yeah.
So I shared that with my husband last night, really nervously, quite scared. And he was like, that's awesome. And so I just wanted to say, like, that was a big thing. And so for anybody that thinks that their wins aren't enormous for them, they are.
They are. If it makes you feel good, accomplished, proud, it's a massive win. And it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. We will get it. Like us, we'll totally understand. Like you can see, like, way to go, because we all get it. We all get that little voice that says, it's okay. Like for me, it was napping. It's okay if you go lie down for half an hour. And so I still hear that voice. I'm like, no, I'm gonna finish this, and then I feel way better, right? I could have gone lay down, you could have watched TV, but you didn't, and that's a win. That's a big win. Every win counts, says Kathy. Excellent, great share. There was a comment here from David who says, I don't write down my goals, but I achieve them. So of course you're not doing anything wrong if you're achieving your goals. I would be evaluating my goals and ensure that they're C-type goals. Something tells me that you might be setting A and B type goals. And so you're smashing them, boom, boom, boom. But what if you 100 times that goal? Then you would have to create a new paradigm. You would have to reset the mind to achieve 100 times the goal, right? So I have just a bit of a intuitive feeling that you might be setting A and B type goals. If you're setting goals and smashing them, hells yeah, keep going. But 100 times the goal, 100 times the goal. Have a beautiful, blessed day, everybody. And thank you so much for showing up. If you have questions about using your mindset planner, reach out to one of us or someone from my team, and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you for being one of the very first people in the world to have a mindset planner. We appreciate it so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone. Oopsie. You guys will have to leave. I'm having problems shutting this down.